Hi guys, welcome back to the Funky Evolution Party. I'm Alice Green. I thought, I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I was going to do one today for World Book Day, because everybody has a story to tell, and the problem is that we actually get stuck in our stories and we get caught up in believing that this is the only story I have and I can't recreate, I can't redo. Hence my showing off my wonderful new Thai style in terms of recreating and always looking at how we can innovate our stories, change the story, change the game, make ourselves uh, reinvented in every possible way. And it's the small details, it's looking at things from a completely different perspective. Yes, sure, it's a man's tie. If I wanted a bromance, sure, I'd wear it and be like, dude, I'm a whatever, you know. And this is where I want to sort of target in on how we define ourselves as individuals and how we define our stories. Everybody is a character. And we all need to look at our stories a little bit differently, not in a sense of, oh, it's a tragedy, it's a drama, it's a this. It could be a comedy, it could be many things. I can tell you, my life, if it was written in a book, people would be like, what is this? What sort of fact or fiction is this? And things might seem tragic at the time, but actually they are making space for new things to come alive. You all know I'm massive on the gardens. I'm very proud of myself. I actually won a community award, and out of 44 entries, we got a gold award for the entire country. Now, this is up against people who have lots of space and lots of green spaces, and to have a tiny little council estate be recognized for its community and green spaces is phenomenal. So it takes a lot of hard work. You have to dig through the crazy, but at the end of the day, your story is your story. And no matter how many people want to jump on that story, like I bet this style, because I've been rocking it at certain places, will be really out there. I don't need to take credit for that. I don't, whatever, as long as women look beautiful and feel great, that is all I need. I don't need the recognition. I don't need people to go, oh, you're so wonderful. That's my ego, not my heart. And that's my cat who loves books. She was sat on my child's princess dress last night and she's like, please read me poetry. And again, I think she was a writer in a past life. She runs towards books, she rolls around, and it's understanding that everybody has a story, from our plants to our cats, even to the point of my jasmine behind me that's like, my life is over. Actually, it's not. If you start to see there's regrowth down the bottom, and when we think things are actually dead, maybe they're not. Maybe they're just taking their time to come back to life, or maybe we just need that sort of dying back season in order for us to grow back stronger. And that's why I love the garden. And I was asked yesterday, how do you deal with your mental health, with all the psychosis that is thrown at me? And I mean thrown at me, not because I'm actively seeking crazy people, or that I'm actively seeking gossip, or that I'm actively seeking people to attack me. They do it because I am who I am. I live in my authenticity, not because I'm like, oh, whatever, this is who I am. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, that's my attitude. And that shows, whether it be from, all the many different roles that I play. And this is, again, about looking at our stories. You are not flat. You are not just one dimension. You are a multi-dimensional person with different sides of you that need to be expressed and seen. And because we're so scared of our external appearances, it actually stops us from really maximizing on how we can express ourselves naturally, colorfully, and again, recreating this style. I love it. This isn't the right outfit for it. It's normally, you can wear it many ways, but when I have pulled it off, it's like, whoa, and I have testing grounds for these things, and I love it. I love showing up every day as a new character, as a new person. I have many different roles besides the garden, and one of them, as my fun socializing, is being a crack dealer at the market. And I'm just hitting people up on chilies and changing my style and seeing how that changes people's perspectives. And it's sad and unfortunate that we're always looking at the exterior and never actually going internally to see who people are. And the only way that we can kind of get that across is by the exterior. So hence, pump my face up with all these lip fillers and all of this stuff. I'm all like, right guys, so the only beauty secret is the olive oil, and I give people free beauty tips, not because of anything. It is our duty to share with each other, not mine, or hey, I've got all these lip fillers and I'm trying to sell you something. That's just fake nonsense. And at the end of the day, in order for society to evolve, we each individually need to look at what things are and go, actually, is that still me, or have I changed? Or actually, style wise, style is different to fashion, and people, I'm not into fashion, I'm into style, and style is something that can be consistently recreated. You're not waiting for somebody to tell you this is it. Who cares? I feel good today, I look good today, that's what I'm rolling with today. What's very interesting, as astrologically, we have finished a 6,200 year cycle, and a few planetary alignments that won't happen for a very long time, and this is the accumulation and the end of karma, the end of stories that have been playing out for millennia. And I'm saying past lives because it's thousands and thousands and thousands of years of your inner soul ready now to tackle and say, number one, I forgive myself, and number two, I forgive others. Because at the end of the day, it's not that, okay, very classic example, there are a lot of people who have screwed me over. I don't forgive them in order to be like, oh, let's be best friends again. I forgive you so I personally know who you are, and I can just happily walk away from that knowing I did everything in my best possible way. Not trying to change people, not trying to manipulate situations to make my ego feel that it has, I don't know, control or power or all this crazy nonsense that we play out. Again, we're going into world wars. Why? You're forging religious wars like God really wants us to do that? I don't think in any religious context that we should be trying to force the Antichrist out in a world that hasn't quite managed to get its shit together. Everything is falling apart. Our friends, our allies, who are these people? These are people actively trying to mess up your life. And I'm not just talking on a global scale, because the global scale is very helpful in you then going into the, going macro and then going micro. It's like, no, she's not lucky. She's just fucking strategic. She looks at things. Why did I end up where I am? Because I looked at the patterns. I looked at what people were doing, and I went in the opposite direction. And that is where you're going to find your fortune. And I don't want to be rich. I don't want to have lots of money. I don't give a shit. That money doesn't buy you class. It doesn't buy you style. When I look at people and I just think, with the billions you have, that is the only outfit you could come up with. It's kind of embarrassing for me for them. I'm like, you even could afford a stylist and you just wear black, or you, like, what is that? And it's comical, because I find my stuff on the street. Like this was found on the street in Brick Lane. It was brand new, and I was just like, yeah, cool, I'll rock that. And the more we are not scared to try new things, to look at things from a completely different perspective, figure out how we're going to reinvent our stories so it doesn't get stale, stagnated, rotten, boring. Like, I've had some stories that have been going for such a long time, and I'm just like, I'm so done with this. Right? And the best way to deal with that is just very Scorpio. We just finished Virgo, which was very organized and very mean. We're going into Pisces, which is like super dreamy, and all the Pisces people I know are freaking out because everybody's in their world and they're like, what is this? And we're like, we just joined your party. And they're like, so understanding others, understanding who you are, and then moving forward from there. I have many public facing roles. They cannot shut me up. They can try and silence my videos. They can try and do whatever they want. At the end of the day, I am and every person is a new scene to me. But funny, in Camden, I met this on New Year's Eve. I met this very Camden character. Ran into him the other day, and it was just like, yeah, man, like everyone is a new scene. It's not that I need to know you or I want something from you, so therefore I don't want anything. There is something amongst us that is like, what can I get from you? Nothing. You might get a piece of advice. I sit on a bus, I don't look at my phone. I'm chatting to the teenage girls. I'm chatting to everybody. So no matter how much they think they can silence me on everyday value, the amount of people I come across, the amount of people that I've like, there was a woman the other day, going back to stories, she was married for 16 years and, you know, Mercury retrograde, bringing out all the secrets, discovered his secret life. She was devastated. I'm like, Dylan, go get yourself a glass of bubbles. You're free now, officially free, free from lies, free from nonsense, free from trying to create a life around lies. That is ultimate freedom. We're looking for freedom. It comes from accountability. It comes from saying, this is my story. It might not be amazing, but I've got the ability to change that. I can look at things from whatever perspective I want and move forward. We are in 2026. It is so sad to see that we are still in this old game where we're allowing people to just go up and blow loads of innocent people up. These 87-year-old like ancient dinosaurs running the world who want you to not eat meat for the environment, don't want you to turn on your lights, guilt trip you for everything, but then are going and blowing everything up, throwing all these chemicals into your atmosphere. Like if the Sahara Desert storm yesterday covered all of London, 6 o'clock it was still hazy at night, and you want to tell me that all these atomic and nuclear weapons and blowing up the Middle East is not affecting everything globally, what we breathe, the water that we drink, everything. What is wrong with you people? That's what I want to know. Where is your education? Where is your actual sense of duty to yourself, number one, and not pushing accountability onto everybody else and taking some ownership and going, I'm not putting up with this shit anymore? Where is it? That is how you change your story, by accepting that it doesn't just stay like this. And if it does, then you need to do some serious work on yourself and understand that reinvention and a new story. So I said to the guy, you know, he's like, oh my God, you're a crazy character. And I'm like, this is just different. Because when I go in and I'm like the undercover hippie, as I like to put it, there's no filters here. I don't give a shit. I'll say what I want. But that's who we need to be. Why would I change who I am to try and fit a mold that I don't even want to be part of? If you don't like it, the only thing that you should like is you. Do you care if anyone else likes you? Do you care if people like your story? At the end of the day, I like my story. I live in a beautiful house with beautiful children, beautiful gardens, surrounded by like just pretty things. I chose that. And I fought for that. Not because, you know, it was like, you throw my toys out the stroller and I'm going to hurt you and attack you. I've been attacked. And at the end of the day, karma comes and bites you, because you, when you're attacking others, are actually attacking yourself. I'm not going to prolong this World Book Day. Which book do I read for you? I don't know. I'm just going to randomly pick something, anything that I may have. Oh, look, a dream. I met her in the leafy woods early a summer's night. I saw her white teeth in the dark. There was no better light. Had she not come up close and made those lilies their light spread, I had not proved her mouth a rose, so round, so fresh, so red. Her voice was gentle, soft and sweet. In words she was not strong, yet her low twitter had more charm than any full-mouthed song. We walked in silence to her cave with but few words to say, but ever and anon she stopped for kisses on the way. And after every burning kiss she laughed and danced around, back bending with her breast straight up, her hair as touched the ground. When we lay down, she held me fast, she held me like a leech. Ho ho, I know what her red tongue is made for. It's not speech. Into the mouth that goes into mine, I felt, wow, a soft warm waves. The fair enchantress knew full well the way to make men slaves. And what is this? How strange, how sweet, her teeth are made to bite the man she gives her passion to, and not to boast their white. O night of joy, O morning grief, for when will passion done? Rocked on her breast, I fell asleep, I woke up and lay alone. And that is the dream, you know, like, unfortunately, we have all these dreams, and then instead of following our hearts, we wake up alone. And going into this whole 2026 dating thing, I'll do another video on it. But the last one, because I wasn't expecting that at all. And I've marked this page as circumstance. Down in the deep salt sea, a mighty fish will make its own strong current, which the little ones must take, which they must follow still, no matter for their will. Here in the human sea, in circumstance that takes men where they loth to go, it fits them false and makes machines of master souls and masters of dull fools. I think that was better. Following other people's story will mess you up. So find your own story, find who you are, fuck everyone else, and get on with it. Anyway, happy World Book Day, and I look forward to hearing all your stories.